Overwatch Endgame is almost upon us. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the channel. All right then, so what is happening in the next few weeks when it comes to Overwatch and maybe Overwatch 2? So, we do know that the Lunar New Year event is coming up. Pretty much the same kind of time frame every year this comes out. Now, if you go into the game, you will notice there is a countdown timer for the Hanzo event. And if you use a bit of, well, one of your brain cells and work out the date, you will see that probably Lunar New Year is going to happen on the 26th of January. There or thereabouts. But regardless, it's going to be the next event. Now, in terms of what we will get for Lunar New Year, I wouldn't really, I wouldn't go too crazy on this. We might get a new Capture the Flag map. We might not. We might get some minor refinements to Capture the Flag. We might not. But we will get new skins. And I think, is it like Year of the Horse? I don't want to say to you, no, you know what? It's not, I know it's not Year of the Horse. Hang on. It's not Year of the Horse. Hang on. Chinese New Year. It's like Boar or something? It's not Year of the Rat. Ox, there we go. I was nearly there. An Orissa's an ox, right? So it'd be a good time for an Orissa Lunar New Year skin, Blizzard. I'm just going to throw that out there. Anyway, in this video, what I want to talk about is what's been going on with me. If you guys have been following the updates that I've been putting out on the channel with my health and stuff, I want to just touch on that, but also looking forward to going into this Overwatch Endgame, which is just the idea that Overwatch, we are in a, we've always been in a big waiting room, waiting for Overwatch 2 news. Now, though, we know it is only 1 month away and we will get news, but we do know that leading up to that, we will get Lunar New Year event. So at least next week and the next couple of weeks, we'll have some new content to look forward to in that regard. But then all eyes will be turning to BlizzCon, where we're expecting announcements for Overwatch 2, and then that's going to kind of lead us forward going towards the end of the year. And it kind of depends on what we're going to get from BlizzCon, whether like Overwatch is going to sort of sustain itself, especially for content creators, so we can keep making the content that you guys want to see. Now, let's get stuck into what's going on with my health before we get stuck into the other stuff. And we're getting stuck into a lot of things, apparently, in this video. So let's get stuck into it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, then. So we go back. It's been a while now. It was before Christmas when I was super ill. I was really bad. I actually went back and watched the video where I said, you know, we need to talk, guys. And I looked wrecked. But I was wrecked. I was in a really bad state. Now, as you can probably tell, probably off recent videos as well, I am much better. To give you guys an idea as to what's going on with me, let's say maybe out of 7 days of the week, for 2 days, I was kind of okay. And that was out before Christmas. But now, I'd say it's kind of reversed. So now, 5 days a week, I'm feeling really goddamn good. 2 days a week, I'm feeling a little bit iffy. But even on those days, I'm feeling much better. So I've got a new type of medication that I've been taking for my Crohn's disease, which I've talked about Crohn's disease a bunch in other videos. But basically, it's an autoimmune condition, which your immune system basically attacks your body, but it attacks your digestive system. It can manifest anywhere in your digestive system. For me, most of it is around the large bowel. And yeah, this causes a lot of problems with a lot of fatigue, loads of toilet trips, and loads of other associated stuff. Stomach cramps, you feel super ill. You might look kind of okay from the outside, but on the inside, it's really bad, and all of that stuff. Anyway, I went through a barrage of tests, and I got really lucky, passed them all, and then this approved me, or rather, I got approved for a new medication called adalimumab, which is a monoclonal antibody, which sounds very fancy. And essentially, this is injected into me every 2 weeks. Now, yesterday, I self-injected 2 of these injection pens for a total of 80 milligram of the adalimumab. And so I feel great, right? But 2 weeks ago, I had 4 of these bad boys injected into me, which is called the loading dose, to sort of get it into my system. And then every 2 weeks, my medication now is effectively these injections. And I think in 2 weeks' time, they're going to reduce me to just 1 injection. And that's probably what I'll go forward for the foreseeable future. There might be weeks where I might have to maybe take 2 instead of 1. But the good news is this drug is working amazingly well. Like I feel like my life has turned around. It feels really cheesy to say this, but I feel like now I'm starting to experience life how it should be. Like I've got my energy levels back. Again, you guys can probably tell by just my voice. I feel way better. Like I'm way more coherent when it comes to voiceover work. I'm not having to do tons and tons of edits, like saying to myself, what am I actually saying here? Now, on the downside, I'm still taking steroids, but I'm taking a really small dose of steroids. I'm actually almost tapered off the steroids. And if any of you guys have ever taken prednisone, you will know that it is not a great drug to take. And I did warn you guys a couple of months back that this was going to cause me maybe some mental issues, and it definitely does, but it's got loads of other side effects as well. The good news is that I am now only taking 2 of those tablets, which is 10 milligram a day, and that will be reducing to 1 next week, and then the week after that, I will no longer be taking steroids. Now, the amazing news is the new medication that I'm taking, I have 0 side effects of, and it is working effectively better than the steroids did. Now, steroids work to control my condition, but they wreck me in other ways. The side effects are terrible. This drug, it's like a miracle. Like I'm feeling like I'm going into this year like an absolute missile, and I can't believe it. All right, then. So that's my update there. I'm feeling super good, and yeah, things are gonna get better. I am probably in the next few weeks as well. Moving house as well. So I'm moving to a new house, which is going to be awesome. Going to be able to set up a really good content room and do all kinds of stuff there. So I'm looking forward to that again. So things are honestly really going up, which is awesome. And again, all that's because of you guys. You watch my videos. You made it possible. You're literally the best. Now, let's talk about what's going to happen next month and going forward with Overwatch. Now, Overwatch is a game which I have played for a very long time. And a lot of you guys have played for a very, very long time. And it's a good game when you get good teammates and not trash, toxic talking ass wipes, ladies and gentlemen. That seems to be in every other game. But yes, we are waiting for Overwatch 2. And we do think Overwatch 2, we know Overwatch 2 is a heavy PvE-focused game. Whereas, sure, we'll have PvP, but there'll be hopefully a lot of stuff we can do with friends, and it'll be more playable rather than super sweaty as Overwatch 1 kind of is right now. Although, sure, you can play in the arcade and you can do all that stuff. But it all depends on what they talk about next month at BlizzCon. Is it going to be, hey guys, this is Overwatch 2, a beta is coming out super soon, maybe there's some sort of playable, maybe we get to play Rio actually or something like that during BlizzCon, like what they had in 2019. Some sort of stuff like that. The issue I've got is it's been 5 years of Overwatch content, and the type of content that I make, I really enjoy making it, and I know a lot of you guys do. And what you generally do when you've got a YouTube channel is you go back and you look at your videos and you're like, okay, what videos are working and what aren't working? Now, when I say working, I mean a lot of you guys like the video, a lot of you guys watch the video, a lot of you guys comment on the video, maybe you want more of that video. But there are some videos that maybe don't do as well as other videos, and when you start looking at them and I start trying to work out why, it's generally stuff like guides. Now, Overanalyzed is a guide. Just straight up videos that are guides, like, maybe some tips on aiming or meta discussion and things like that. There's been a bit of a downturn on those videos because people aren't really playing Overwatch to get better at the game, I think, at this late stage in its lifespan. Yeah, sure, there are still people doing that, but what I mean is it isn't the volume, it isn't the amount of people. They may be playing other games, they may be looking at other stuff. So it becomes a little bit of a worry for me where I look at my channel and I think, Overanalyzed, made it for years and I love making it. And actually, I've already made another Overanalyzed. I don't think like I'm going to cancel Overanalyzed. I'm not going to do that. But I've already made another one that's going to go out in the next few days. But coaching stuff might be a little bit difficult. Guess the rank is kind of okay. There are obviously a bunch of other people that do that as well, but it's okay. Bronze Heroes is kind of fun to see what bronze is like, but I'm really worried that I'm just doing too much of that stuff and I've almost used it to replace other videos, which is like, Now, the elephant in the room is gameplay stuff, and that's kind of the thing that I want to make. I really enjoy playing games and just like having fun and showing you guys me having fun with the games, right? Now, Overwatch, I've tried it with some stuff like going back and watching my replays and then sort of commenting over what I did in the game, almost like kind of making it a guide, but kind of a gameplay thing. And I think that's been okay. But again, I think it just comes down to it's Overwatch, right? A lot of you guys have watched tons of Overwatch videos, especially off me and all over the place. And it becomes a little bit difficult sometimes to stand out from the crowd. So yeah, like where I'm at right now is I don't really have a definitive answer as to what I'm actually going to do. Obviously, I'm going to cover Overwatch 2. I'm going to keep covering Overwatch, but in the extent of covering Overwatch, I'm not sure how that's going to look like at the moment. I'll have a better idea going forward after BlizzCon next month. So if we know, like, I think one thing that might happen is we get straight up a new hero at BlizzCon. And if we do get that and it's playable in Overwatch, then that's obviously because Overwatch 2 isn't really quite ready. And if that happens, then yeah, we've got a new hero in the game. There's going to be new life breathed back into Overwatch itself. And that's going to make me more interested in the game. See, because you've got to remember, guys, even though I make videos on the game, you have to enjoy what you're playing. And you enjoy the game when there's new heroes added to it, when there's like substantial new content and things like that. It gets really cool, right? Sometimes you have moments where you just get into it for whatever reason, a bunch of really good competitive games or whatever, and then you sort of come back into the game. But yeah, like I don't really have a definitive answer as to what I'm going to do with the channel. Now, I look around at other games that I play. I do play Apex Legends quite a bit. And I did cover that on the channel quite extensively. So I might do some bits of gameplay for that and maybe some other games. But be under no illusion, it's not like I'm dropping Overwatch. Overwatch is my game, and it's always going to be my game. I'm going to play Overwatch whatever. But there's going to be times where it might not be as prominent on the channel and times where it is prominent on the channel. Because we've got to remember, it is sort of the end of the Overwatch lifespan, and we are waiting for this big Overwatch 2 news, whatever that is. And I'm like really gagging for this new news because it's 2019 since we got the last news on Overwatch. I was there. I was lucky enough to play it first with a bunch of other guys. I was with Fran XQC and Seagull. We got to play it. It was awesome. The devs were watching us play it. You know, they were asking us for feedback after it. We enjoyed it. You know, okay, we thought it was a little bit short. It was like little bits and pieces like that. But they didn't have the progression systems in the game, really, at that point. The talent system wasn't really built at that point. There's all these things, like, we need more information on that, and then we can start working out what we're going to do going forward. But be under no illusions. It is a huge year for Overwatch, this is. It is Overwatch Endgame, because it is not going to be the same game. Well, it's going to change. It's going to become Overwatch 2 at some point. When will that be? Is it 2022? Is it the end of 2021? Will we get a beta for Overwatch 2 this year? All these questions will be answered, and then I'll have a better idea as to what to do going forward, because I want you guys to enjoy the videos that I'm making, because I enjoy playing games and making content, and if you guys are not enjoying it, then it becomes really difficult to keep making that content. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and, you know, don't worry, like, I'm still doing okay. Like, the channel's still doing all right. You know, we're still doing okay. We're doing decent. It's onwards and upwards, but it is just this big Overwatch 2 thing in the room. But like I said, don't be alarmed if you see other stuff on the channel, because it's kind of me just sort of, you know, getting a bit more creative, I think, in some ways. And one final sort of teaser. As I did say earlier on in the video, I am moving house. When that happens, there's probably going to be some changes, and I might actually, well, there's no might about this. I will be streaming, probably on YouTube. I did actually talk about this a while back, I think, if you guys remember. But it'll probably be YouTube-specific streams, which does mean that we can do Overanalyze Live and all of that kind of stuff. But just more, you know, let's have fun playing games, because that's what everything's about, right? And again, this is all because I've got more energy. I'm not ill. God, it's so... Anyway, I'm not going into a rant about that. It's my own stupid fault. I should have dealt with it earlier, and it got out of control. But at least it's getting sorted right now. All right, guys, thank you for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, subscribe to the channel and all that good stuff, and tell your granny, because I'm sure she'll love to watch it. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Toodaloo.